Well, I can call the meeting to order. I think it's 5:58. So stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so approval of agenda. I propose that we amend I'm going to propose that we amend the agenda. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. And then under new business, we need to remove the second reading since procedurally we didn't need to do that. And so I move that we remove the second reading of tree removal application form from the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and all in favor, I guess I should have asked if all in favor of amending the agenda.
You'll get it.
And
Yes.
all in favor of amending the agenda with this removal of the new business item.
And I have an item to add to the agenda.
Okay, and what item is that?
And I'd like to add the motion that was distributed to everyone that did not get read this morning regarding Tom Janusik.
And that's an open meeting motion.
Yes,
Motion.
under new business.
So I'm going to we don't have copies of that.
I sent it electronically. I don't have hard
No,
copies.
did you
either.
send it or did Linda?
I sent it to all the directors.
So it's fine, password.
I'm going to read it and then,
Okay.
anyway.
So motion to just give me a short clip of.
It's to ban Tom Janusik from our food and beverage facilities.
Okay, you got that, Richard?
Yes.
Okay, and so do I have a motion to approve the addition of this to the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I'll second it.
I'll second it for discussion. You got that, Richard?
Yep, right now.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda with this addition?
So moved.
Second,
Seconded.
Larry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Who's opposed? Aye,
One opposed.
I'm opposed. I want it on the record that I'm opposed.
Okay, Richard, you caught up?
I am caught up.
Okay.
Skills.
Okay. So I
A
guess
big book. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, shorthand, there you go.
we can go into new business. So would you like to read the motion?
Yeah, excuse me, the topic is the motion to ban Tom Janusik from the OPA food and beverage amenities. I move the board of directors to give direction to GM Viola to make the ban that will be instituted on Tom Janusik prohibiting from entering the beach club, yacht club, and golf club for 1 year from the date he is notified. Purpose and effect. The purpose of this motion is to restrict a community member, Tom Janusik, from frequenting the OPA food and beverage amenities for 1 year because of his behavior on May 20th, 2022. On the electronic copy I sent you, that it says May 0, so it should be May 20th, 2022. On that date, Mr. Janusik verbally accosted Director Josette Wheatley and her husband at the Tiki Bar at the Yacht Club. Mr. Janusik was escorted from the premises, but returned after being told to leave the premises by Madort Company employees. Banning Mr. Janusik by the general manager for 1 year conforms with precedents set when a community member was banned from the yacht club and pools for a year in the past. The incident is the second incident where Mr. Janusik verbally accosted a person at the food and beverage amenity. The prior incident involved the general manager, John Viola, and that incident resulted in a complaint to the board of directors. The background, the GM has banned other community members in the past, as noted above. The GM and board of directors have the obligation to protect patrons of our amenities, whether they are board members or associate members.
So do we have a second?
I'll second for discussion.
Okay.
So let me, let me start the discussion here. I think we all know what went on. We've all read the emails that have gone back and forth. The incident that occurred here, from what I've read in the reports and in personal discussions, it's just beyond the pale. It's outrageous that a member of the board, or in that matter, any member of our community, should be abused verbally as our Josette Wheatley was on the night of May 20th, 2022. There's no question that it happened. There's no dispute about what happened. In
Well,
fact,
there is a piece of fact.
I have the floor.
Okay.
In fact, there is video of what happened. So any dispute about what happened can be viewed on the video. The discussions that we've had to this point are whether or not our documents give us the ability to render punishment for actions of this nature. And I think the answer to that question is no. However, the bylaws also, under the other lawful acts provision, makes the board responsible for the safety at our amenities. This was a safety issue. Not only was Mr. Janusik intoxicated and verbally abusive, but based on the statements taken from the witnesses, it was clear that this incident could have become physical. While it has been made clear that the Madhort companies intend to do nothing, and it's their position based on their policy, and I know we've all read the letter that they've sent, that I actually got a call this morning and then read it today, read it several times. They've taken the position that this is the first incident and that they followed their policy and procedures, escorted Janusik from the yacht club. And that's, as far as they're concerned, that's it. I understand that. However, the Madhort companies are contractors for Ocean Pines. They have a responsibility for the operations of our food and beverage amenities. We as a board also have an obligation for the safety of the patrons, homeowners, and board members at our amenities. It's my position, and I'm not going to get into the legalese because I can tell you Jeremy has asked me not to, but there are arguments on both sides of this. And Doug's argument is well taken that the bylaws don't specify what punishment, what we can do. That's true. However, the bylaws also do not specify that we can't do anything. The concerns that I have here is that if this is left to the general manager, he apparently has made it clear that he is not willing to do anything because he's concerned about litigation, that as a board, we do have an obligation. And while our general manager may be concerned about litigation coming from Tom Janusik, I am more concerned about litigation that could occur in the future if Mr. Janisak is allowed to frequent our food and beverage operations, and this incident happens again, and someone is hurt. And then we will be looking at a lawsuit. The other concern I have is that the board members here that have been around for the last 2.5 years, and it's my opinion that these outbursts and situations with him have been increasingly severe. This one, no doubt, is the most severe. So I understand all the issues, but as a board, it's my position, we have an obligation to protect the community, and we have the right under our other legal clause portion of the bylaws to give the general manager direction here. Now, Matt Ort my intention here is not to ask the Matt Ort Company to take this action. This is OPA action. The only issue, and the Matt Ort companies have agreed that if we make this decision to enforce a 1-year ban, they will comply with our direction. But the direction will be Ocean Pines. It will not be Matt Ort's. All that being said, after talking with counsel and understanding that we received that letter today, I'm going to move that we table this motion so that our counsel has an opportunity to review and analyze the letter we received today, and that the board receive a briefing on our options. So I'm moving to table this motion.
Okay, so
Is there a second?
Second.
all in favor of tabling?
Aye.
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 What's up?
We're still up for discussion, correct?
Mr.
motion's been tabled.
Parliamentarian?
Yeah, the motion's
Yeah, the
been tabled.
motion's been tabled.
It's been tabled.
Yeah, so the discussion is over. Okay.
Just wanted you to say that out loud.
Okay, so on to the next motion is to go into closed session to discuss PM candidates and interviews. Sorry, one. So at a meeting of the Board of Directors of Ocean Pines Association, Inc., held on this 25th day of May, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the Ocean Pines Administration Building boardroom, the board voted to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussing matters pertaining to employees and personnel, specifically pertaining to the applicant's credentials and interviews for the general manager position as permitted by the Maryland Homeowners Association Act, Section 11B111I. Is there a second?
Second.
And is there any discussion of this? All in favor? Sorry,
Just one point of order. Do we vote on this?
no,
Okay,
that is just for your information.
Okay.
That's what we approved today.
okay, good enough.
So Linda
Okay.
made those copies.
They added the bottom piece down here.
And I saw that.
And then
Okay.
the red part there.
Good, just wanted to clarify. Thank you, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay, so all in favor of going into closed session as stated in this?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then we have a second motion to go into closed session at a meeting of the Board of Directors of Ocean Pines Association, Inc., held on this 25th day of May, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the Ocean Pines Administration Building boardroom. The board voted to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussing matters pertaining to employees and personnel. This is the unedited version, so it should have read specifically pertaining to an officer's performance of required duties as permitted by the Maryland Homeowners Association Act, Section 11B111I. Is there a second?
Second.
And is there any discussion of this? Doug?
Okay, I don't, I'm go on record as saying I don't think this is necessary, given the fact that the candidates have been validated, certified, and the process is moving forward. So I just want to say, I don't believe there's any real issue to discuss. And that's it. I just wanted to publicly say.
And the issue here is not the validation of the candidates, it's the credibility. Okay, and the protection of the employees involved.
Okay, so that wasn't explicitly stated in the motion, so therefore I could only surmise what I knew from our past email exchanges.
Okay, so any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so the motion carries. So we will go into closed session at, what time is it? 6:14. Yeah.